Hi, I am Sercan. I am a Turkish tour guide. In this episode of our documentary about the 7 churches of the Apocalypse, we will visit the last church, Laodicea. But not only Laodicea. Laodicea is in the Lycus Valley. And in this valley, there are also 2 other biblical cities, Colossae and Hierapolis. So today, we will visit these 3 biblical cities. As always, we first locate ourselves on the map. Lycus Valley is located in the interior of the western part of present-day Turkey, 200 kilometers east of Ephesus, the first church of the Apocalypse, and 90 kilometers southeast of Philadelphia, the penultimate church. 3 biblical cities of the Lycus Valley form a triangle between them. Hierapolis is in the north of the valley, Laodicea is in the west, and Colossae is in the east. There is little distance between 3 biblical cities. In the Bible, in Colossians chapter 4, verse 12, it's written like this. Your own Epaphras, who serves Jesus Christ, sends his greetings. He always prays hard that you may fully know what the Lord wants you to do and that you may do it completely. I have seen how much trouble he has gone through for you and for the followers in Laodicea and Hierapolis. Now, let's see the current situation of the 3 biblical cities. I've just read a part of the letter written by Paul for the city of Colossae. This letter, as you know, is called Colossians. There is another letter, the shortest letter from Paul in the Bible, which is Philemon. Although it is not openly written in the letter, many historians and theologians believe that this letter was written for a person who was called Philemon. And he also lived in the city of Colossae. In the previous episodes of this documentary, we visited biblical cities like Smyrna, where the historical part was almost completely under a new city, or we visited biblical cities like Ephesus, which was totally abandoned and later excavated by archaeologists and turned into an open-air museum. In the case of Colossae, it is little different. The ancient city was also totally abandoned, but it has never been excavated. Of the biblical city, today you can only see a sign and this hill where the remains of the ancient city are buried and waiting for the archaeologists to excavate it. Among the 3 biblical cities, today the most visited is Hierapolis. Not only religious groups, everyone visits the city of Hierapolis mainly for a wonder of nature that is next to the ancient city, the white terraces of Pamukkale. Pamukkale literally means cotton castle. In reality, they are natural white terraces formed by limestone. But how? It is possible to explain simply in this way. In the region, there is a lot of thermal water very rich in limestone and chalk. This water falls down from the side of a hill, and where it passes, it leaves limestone and chalk, and thus a wonder of nature is born. The third biblical city in the Lycus Valley, and the most important for this documentary about the 7 churches of the Apocalypse, is Laodicea. Laodicea is the 7th and the last church of the Apocalypse. Today, like Ephesus, it is a totally abandoned ancient city and an open-air museum. Excavations and reconstruction works continue. I know everything you have done, and you are not cold or hot. I wish you were either one or the other. But since you are lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spit you out of my mouth. You claim to be rich and successful and to have everything you need. But you don't know how bad off you really are. You are pitiful, poor, blind, and naked. Like many people, I also think this part of the letter written to the Laodicean church is very strong. Some historical and geographical facts about the ancient city of Laodicea can help us understand better the letter. Laodicea was a prosperous industrial city and an important banking center. The lustrous black wool of Laodicea and the garments made from it were well known. As this city was home to a famous medical school, it probably produced the eye medicine Phrygian powder. But Laodicea had a great disadvantage. Unlike Hierapolis, which had hot springs famous for their healing properties, and Colossae with its refreshing cold water, Laodicea did not have a permanent supply of water. The water had to be brought into the city through a system of pipes. So, due to the considerable distance it had to travel, it was probably warm. Well, we have just visited the last church of the Apocalypse, Laodicea, and its biblical neighbors, Hierapolis and Colossae. Thus, we end our journey in the 7 churches of the Apocalypse. But our journey in biblical history and geography will continue. Hope to meet you in another biblical place. See you soon.